It's common among our celebrities. You see that when they give birth to a child, they start gifting this child properties such as lands and buildings. Now, the question that readily comes to mind is this: can a child validly own a land in Nigeria? Can a minor own a land in Nigeria? But before I venture into the answers to this question, I would want to take us back to what the law entails. By virtue of Section 43 of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, it says that anybody, any citizen of Nigeria, has the right to acquire immovable property here in Nigeria. So what this means is that provided you are a citizen of Nigeria, you have the right to own landed property, whether it's land or it's building anywhere in Nigeria. Okay, that is what it means. So a child who is a citizen of Nigeria, probably by birth or naturalization, does it mean that that child can own a property in Nigeria based on the fact that he or she is a citizen of Nigeria? Is that what it means? Before I delved into this answer, I would want to let us know that the law that governs the property transactions in Nigeria is the Land Use Act of 1978. Section 7 of the Land Use Act, it says that it will be unlawful for the governor to grant a statutory right of occupancy or consent to the assigning or subletting of a statutory right of occupancy to a person under the age of 21 years. In other words, anyone below 21 years of age cannot own land in Nigeria. Okay, so the Land Use Act is telling us that anybody that is below 21 years of age cannot own land in Nigeria. All right, in Lagos State, the legal age is less than 18 years old. So anyone that is from 17 years and below here in Lagos State cannot own land in Lagos. All right, now by virtue of who is a minor, first of all, we need to ask ourselves who a minor is. A minor is an individual under the full legal capacity, and by virtue of Section 29 subsection 4 paragraph A of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, it defined full legal age as the age of 18 years and above. So if you are 18 years and above, you are of full legal age. In other words, anyone from 17 years and below is regarded as a minor. All right, but in every general rule there must definitely be an exception. Okay, and the exception to this general rule that a child cannot own land in Nigeria is: number one, a child can own a land in Nigeria by inheritance. Okay, by inheritance, any person that is even less than 21 years can own land in Nigeria. Okay, another way a child can own land in Nigeria under Section 7 of the Land Use Act is through appointment of a guardian or trustee. Okay, so but this only applies to land that are being granted by the governor of a state under statutory ownership and does not affect land under customary ownership. All right, so what this means is that a child that is less than 21 years of age can own land if by inheritance and through the appointment of a trustee. The parents can stand as a trustee or guardian for the child pending when the child becomes of full legal age. And you may want to know why the law is so strict on this land ownership as regards to children or minor. The reason is because the restriction on minors owning real estate in Nigeria is primarily legal consideration. Minors have limited capacity and may not be able to fully understand the rights and responsibility that are involved in property ownership. Okay, and there are things that are involved in property ownership that minor cannot do, such as payment. Property ownership comes with payment of taxes. It comes with signing of agreements. And imagine a child of 2 years old signing an agreement, a conveyancing agreement, a deed of assignment. What does he know that he wants to sign? So that was why the law placed a restriction on minors Apart from that, the law equally placed a restriction on minors based on the fact that minors are prone to exploitation. They can be exploited, they can be put under undue influence, and they may not necessarily understand the implications that comes with landed property transaction. Okay, so having said that, a question that readily comes to mind is this: if the law is saying that one of the ways that minors can own land is through appointment of a guardian or a trustee, what happens if the guardian or trustee dies? Does the land go back to the minor or the child, or does it go back to the governor of the state? Because by virtue of the Land Use Act, the governor of the state holds land in trust for citizens of that state. So which means that if the owner, the trustee or the guardian dies, does the land goes back to the governor or it goes back to the individual, especially if the individual is below the full legal age? Now I would want to see your answers in the comment section.